You could do that, bro. We can have a
Fabio Gringo's in the house. Straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the B. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet. East 10th Street boys bring the party. Bring the noise from Hialeah with some joy.
Water like that.
Well, I'm telling you, bro. I'm focused, bro. I'm focused, man. Yeah, inside out.
You know who I am by now. I said,
You identify as.
you know, hey. When Alex takes a shower, the dude goes for 3 hours. I mean, it's like, you know he's going to be gone for a while. You have time. Do whatever you're going to do. Go grocery shopping. Go eat dinner.
Night, Latin spice and neon lights.
All right. Good evening, Miami, and welcome to another episode of East 10th Street Boys straight out of Hialeah. I'm Bobby El Gringo. That's Alex the Boy.
What's
Hey,
up,
Bo.
man?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, buddy? I know we're a little late, Tati. Yes,
We were
aware.
talking. We were catching up.
conversing.
You
We
know,
were conversing.
chill
The state
the
of
hell
our
out.
world.
You
So,
know,
it
take
was
it
alone.
easy.
It was a
Leave
low
us
moment.
alone. Let us talk. But we're here.
We were chatting. Does anybody
We were
use chatting, by the way?
chatting
Like
it up.
chit-chatting? Chit-chatting?
Chit-chatting.
Or chit-chatting?
We're chit chat.
Chit-chatting.
Yeah, Cuban time is right. Times 2. Well,
Excessive.
you know, it was all right. We're okay.
It wasn't Cuban time. It was a Cuban goodbye when you're leaving at a party. There's stages to it.
Goodbyes, yeah.
Inside, then you're at the door, then
At the
by
car,
the car.
And you're
it's
talking
like
at the
10
window.
minutes. Yeah, absolutely.
You're talking
absolutely.
At the window.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's a nice dashboard.
Yeah.
It's like, let's get out of here. You know? Oh, man. If this was me, you'd be fired.
Absolutely.
Well, I run the network, so
Absolutely.
we get fired.
It's true, right?
It's late night. Anyway,
Ha.
so much to talk about. Plenty of time. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. We're live on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Obviously, Buffalo Bills rule back in the house. I've been waiting for retirement.
You forgot how many minutes. You forgot how many minutes. He's put minutes. It's a lot.
Hey, man, he's been coming on a few of our shows. Awesome, dude. Appreciate you coming in, man, and joining and talking with us. We're going to have a lot of fun. First off, we're going to talk Miami Dolphins. Dolphins win. They take care of business against the LA Rams on prime time. Defense
Boom.
showed up.
Boom.
What does that mean for the entire season? You know, could they possibly run the table? They got the Raiders coming up. That seems to be a favorable matchup. Then we're going to talk about the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero lighting up the scoreboard, 40 points against the Detroit Pistons. Right? Am I right? Yeah, we played Pistons. The Detroit Pistons. But of course, Coach Spo. No, not of course. You know, it was a mental error. Everyone has those.
It's an
That was
unforeseen
a
thing from
bad
Spo. Correct.
mental error after tying the game, looking like it was going to go to second overtime. Defense was a bad call on defense. We're going to get into all that anyway. Jovic with a game winner the game before. Proud of him and his growth. We're going to talk about that. And oh geez, it must have been at least 2 or 3. I mean, my bad. The quality control's the wife, and that's why she was yelling at us. You know, and then there's a lot of stuff we're going to talk about, but the main subject, other than the Heat and Dolphins, we're going to talk 90s cartoons. We were both born in the 80s, but we're 90s kids. That's when we grew up in the 90s. So we're going to talk 90s cartoons. I mean, who could beat, for me, it was the Looney Tunes. It was Fred Flintstone, Hanna-Barbera, Johnny Bravo.
Animaniacs.
We're going to talk about it all. Which ones were the best? Will Patron, 305 Sports Now.
Do you remember Captain Planet?
Captain
Planet. He's our hero.
Oh, Lord.
We're pollution down to 0. I remember that, man.
There's so many great cartoons that you look at cartoons now, and it's kind of like
exactly.
They don't have the same flavor, I mean, and they seem a little too adult, like anyway, we're getting all that. But before we get all that, Alex, how's your week been so far, brother?
Hectic, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's been hectic. We are in preseason. Our basketball season officially opens up next week, Thursday. So we're kind of ending training camp now and getting some preseason games going forward. Not for JV, But obviously, since I'm helping out with varsity as well, it's back and forth. So it's just been a little hectic. His weakness was oil. That's true.
At the planet.
Yeah, it's true. It was oil.
Gosh.
Planetarios, yes, Capitan Planeta. Man, I used to love it. And gargoyles. Now that I just remember that, gargoyles. I love gargoyles. No, but it's just been hectic, man. And getting back, obviously, to finishing up some final touches, installing my offense, my defense. So it's a lot of work on the side as well. So what can I say? I'm healthy. My family's healthy, so I'm happy. There's no complaint from me.
Yeah, that's all that matters is the health and the well-being of the familia. Me actually,
Gárgolas.
I love to get other people's opinions as we go here.
Gárgolas,
course.
you see?
That was a classic. That was
in
a classic.
Spanish, gárgolas. Oh,
that's what I was going to say.
you
Will,
remember,
was
Bobby,
the Batman
the
the animated series was one of my favorites, dude. I love that show. Batman the animated series. DC was always bar none for me.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it was funny because in Spanish they used to have, instead of Sesame Street, they used to have Plaza Sésamo, which was Big Bird was green instead of yellow. So in Spanish it was Plaza Sésamo. And I know Tati's gonna like this one. One of my favorite cartoons growing up, it wasn't really a cartoon, but it kind of was Chespirito, El Chavo del Ocho. So like the moment I say Chespirito, Chavo del Ocho, she's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it was a Mexican comedy series. And that guy was legit one of the. It used to be based on a Chavo del Ocho. It used to be a guy. It was almost like Oscar the Grouch that he lived in a garbage can. El Chavo del Ocho lived in a garbage can.
It would only be on at 2 a.m.
No. It was actual human beings, like people. Asshole. Stick figures. This man, dog. I'm like, when I started kicking,
you have to hit the TV to see it because it's static. You're like, oh.
You have to pick. Do kids even know what that is? Fixing the antenna, and if you got the one channel, you got that one channel. You don't touch that
foil.
TV.
Get aluminum foil.
Extend one antenna, lower the other antenna a little bit, open it up.
You guys finally saw Fred Flintstone. You're like, whoa, what is this?
It's like, oh my god, the Flintstones.
Oh, dude, those are classics, man. Tom and Jerry. All you know is
Abelardo and Big Bird were cousins.
Yeah. I only know enough Spanish to order a Mexican restaurant, but that's more of a survival thing. Other than that, I'm cooked. It's all good, Buffalo Bills. It's all good, man.
and for my Spanish speakers out there, it wasn't cartoons, but a childhood memory that I had was always since my grandma used
Bobby,
to watch.
Great to see you, brother.
Univision.
Watching.
Channel 23, it was Cantinflas. And for people that know, Cantinflas is obviously famous comedian, and he actually created a verb, which is cantinflear. It's legit in the dictionary. Cantinflear means saying a bunch of things, but not saying anything at all. So that's legit. Those are the childhood memories, man, when it comes to like animated series and all that.
Let me give a shout out to Bobby over here, man. A great podcast, Dive Bar podcast. He's had Tyreek Hill on. You guys, if you haven't yet, I'm sure you have. If you're a Dolphins fan, even for Buffalo Bills Rule there in the comments, you want to see some great content, check out the Dive Bar podcast, man. I'm glad that he popped in. Really cool to see him. Obviously, he has a great name, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? We know our shit. So glad to see him in here. But goodness, dude. Yeah, no, man. I mean, the Flintstones, Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry still is great to watch. I could, you know what? And screw Tom. No, screw Jerry. I don't like Jerry. I wish Tom would get him. You know what I mean? Like
Jerry's hilarious, bro.
Jerry's
wrong
stupid,
with you, man.
Jerry's
the best, man. Jerry
I watched a whole episode.
Jerry carried Tom. Jerry carried Tom.
Listen to me for a second. Hold on a second. Stop. Look, I was watching this with Eliana. You know, I said, we were watching Tom and Jerry on Netflix.
DuckTales.
DuckTales. Well,
awesome, man.
You know, but we're watching Tom and Jerry, and here's Tom. He's at a cat pageant or whatever, a cat show where you have to do special tricks. I mean, he's only trying to do good for him, and Jerry keeps screwing him up. But every time he screws him up, Tom gets well and gets an award. It's amazing. Until, of course, he pours Nair on him, and he's all butt naked, and he loses at the end. And, you know, I'm supposed to clap for that? Jerry? Man, set up a famous
cat and mouse game, man.
I can't stand
cat and mouse game. Sylvester the cat.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Remember the rescuers from Down Under? The rescuers, that it was the chipmunks, that they were the rescuers.
Oh yes. But I
Was
was
it
more
Chuck
of
and Dale-
okay.
Chip and
So
Dale?
let me just say this: we were going to talk cartoons at the end of the show, but we're already doing it, so let's get this out of the way. Like for me,
Uh-oh.
it was about Looney Tunes.
Mhm.
Like in regards of like, I really Bugs Bunny,
Correct.
Elmer Fudd,
Mhm.
the Woodpecker, all that crap, and then of course Hanna-Barbera, which was Scooby-Doo, the Flintstones, Tom and
Yeah.
Jerry. You know, that was the classic. As we got older, or as the years kind of went, you were both. I'm not ghosting you. I've been busy today. You called me. I forgot to call you back. I'm not ghosting you. You're a cartoon. You're literally a cartoon character. You know, so Finstanza.
It's in the
comments.
picture. It's in the picture.
I'm surprised you're up, old man. The hell are you doing up at this hour?
Hey. I'm only past my bedtime. Well, no, that's bullshit because coaches are always past their bedtime. But I'm only past my bedtime for you. So I understand what Evan is doing here. If it was any other moment, any other person at 10 o'clock, man, I got to go to sleep, bro. I got to wake up at 5 in the morning. I got to go to sleep. He is actually... Oh, he said Evan corrected you. He called you yesterday, not today. So you forgot a day in advance.
No, he called me today. Unless he called me yesterday too.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Thank you.
If he called
the
you
wife
yesterday
coming in clutch,
and he called you today.
But hey, always, man. I appreciate you guys and enjoy your content. Keep killing it, man. Rooting for you guys. Again, guys, check them out. Great stuff.
Is that a swimming podcast?
No, no, dude. The Dive Bar podcast.
I know.
It's a mommy. Do you know what it is? Don't play games. The Dive Bar podcast.
Just
Smart ass.
Diving board podcast.
Cap, what's up, my man? Great to see everybody tuning in right now. We got over 61 people watching from all around the way. Really cool to see everyone coming on in.
Nice.
But yes, we got a lot of stuff going on here at the Melendez household. So forgive me, Finstanza. I will get to you. You know what would be great though?
Call him.
If you can
Call him right
me,
now.
you can text me.
Call him right now.
Don't.
Do you want to call Evan right now?
Like, it's a swimming. Look, guys, Dive Bar. Alex is a dick. Let's just be real. Let's get that out of the way. If you guys didn't know,
I love you guys. I'm just
my best friend growing up, but I accept him for who he is. Okay, not cool, dude. Not cool. Oh man, but so gargoyles.
Pinky
first
in
of
the
all,
brain. Pinky in the brain. Pinky. The pinky in the brain.
You know.
I remember all the theme songs.
Every time I heard that name, you know what it sounds like? Pinky and the brain.
Oh, there we go. I got you.
I could never get over that. I was like, that's I can't.
Oh,
I can't enjoy
Recess.
that.
You can't forget about Recess.
Recess.
Woo!
What about Ed, and Eddie? You remember Ed, and Eddie? That's an old one.
I remember, but I never watched it.
I never really got into King of the Hill. That was not one.
Bobby. But I always thought about you. When they say it right now, it's like Bobby. You kind of look like Bobby now, but like a legit Bobby.
I know.
Bobby.
Oh, you look like you're past your bedtime. Oh, goofy ass one.
Oh,
see
man.
here, man.
Bro, there were so many good that you just mentioned.
Did you ever watch?
Wait, which one? Dennis the Menace. Yes, that's a movie though. Or you can just stop that, Bobby.
Scooby Doo.
Dude, there was the Rugrats.
The brain. There it is.
Yeah, bro. I used to love
the Rugrats.
Pinky
Yeah,
in the Brain.
Dexter Laboratory.
Everything, man.
Dexter's
Arthur. I actually
Laboratory.
like
Remember that
Arthur.
with his sister.
Quail Man.
Did you ever? I never did. Did you ever get into SpongeBob SquarePants?
No,
I never got into that.
I didn't have cable, so I couldn't even get SpongeBob SquarePants.
What does that mean? Who's Joker's assistant? Who is that? I don't know who that is.
No, we gotta Google it. Hold on. We gotta look at the picture.
Oh
Joker's
man,
assistant.
what are we doing?
This is awesome.
What are we doing? Man.
Okay, we got it. This is
I was more of a DC guy. I enjoyed Batman, Superman, the Justice League. I enjoyed those ones. I could never get into Marvel. anime. X-Men, I never got into X-Men. I know Tati did,
I love X-Men. X-Men was my favorite.
but I never got into X-Men. Never did until they started making the movies. They seemed okay, but
Yeah.
never. But shout out though, if you haven't seen it yet, if you have Disney Plus, Wolverine and Deadpool
You saw
is
it?
on Disney Plus. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to. I have to watch
Oh.
part 2. But
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah. But who's the one? I didn't go off script. I was going to start with the Dolphins.
Sorry, yeah, that was me.
I think
That was
Alex
me.
went off script.
My apologies.
You know,
Hey, but look at viewership. We got it. It just keeps going
I'm
up.
saying it just keeps going
man.
up. It's fine by me. I mean,
Hey.
you know,
Whoop, whoop.
can't argue against that.
Comment. We should put a poll. Can we put a poll here? Like
would.
not a stripper poll, a poll in the chat so
But
people
see,
can
I don't know
vote.
if I would consider Family Guy technically is
90s?
90s, but it started in 99 though. I don't know. I would
Yeah,
consider it in the 2000s.
I would consider. Yeah, me too. I would
But
consider Family
it
Guy
still
2000.
holds to this day. I enjoy Family Guy. That makes me crack up.
Oh,
American Dad is good. going past
it's
that.
amazing. Amazing.
I love American Dad. But
remember? Oh my God, Futurama.
yeah, that's another one. South Park, but Batman the Animated Series. Let's see. I want to look at something very quick. 17 nostalgic 90s cartoons you definitely forgot existed. All right, let's
I
see.
love these. I like this rabbit hole. Let's go down this rabbit hole. Not a
Freakazoid.
stripper pole.
I remember Freakazoid.
Freakazoid. Is that the one with the big hands? Freakazoid.
Man,
Oh
I
my
was gonna
God.
start
Am
dancing
I
on a
blanking
pole.
out?
The hell? I mean, I know we're trying to push to make money, but we're not that bad. What the hell?
OnlyFans?
What is she talking?
No?
Only
Archer, that's true.
For those who don't know, Tati is the wife, so just be respectful.
Yeah.
Daria, I never really pay attention to that one. Cow and Chicken, I do remember that. Let's see. Johnny Bravo, never forgot about that. Johnny Bravo was funny.
Oh,
That was funny, man.
the power. Oh my God. Okay, guys, I got a little confession here. This is like porn for like 10-year-olds. Sailor Moon.
What?
Don't act like you never watched Sailor Moon. Sailor Juniper, Sailor Venus. You know there were sexy anime characters. Like, come on.
That's why
can
when I
admit
would
it.
go say knock on
Or
your door and
Powerpuff
you're like, oh,
Girls.
Alex is busy, and you come out and your hands
Yeah, I was watching Sailor Moon, bro.
are hard, open
For
the
sure.
door.
For sure.
Powerpuff Girls?
Powerpuff
Did you just
Girls?
say Powerpuff Girls?
Who said Powerpuff
Are you kidding?
Girls? No,
Did you just say
remember-
that? Is that a
I just remember
You just said Powerpuff.
Girls. Yeah, I remember Powerpuff Girls. Do you remember the Velcro folders that everybody had in the 90s that when you open them up, you hear and it was like the long Velcro that everybody went to school that had like the plastic wrap around too? Every girl had the Powerpuff Girls we had like Ninja Turtles, we had Batman, and every girl I remember had Powerpuff Girls.
Can I just clarify
Velcro.
something very quick? Because
What happened?
you were talking about how it was kind of porn for kids with Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
But then you brought up the Powerpuff Girls. That's not
Okay.
how you didn't feel anything about the Powerpuff Girls.
No. It just triggered Sailor Moon, the little group, and then the Powerpuff Girls.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, he kind of went there, got a little nervous.
You see, I told you. Look, Tati, I guarantee you, Tati had the folder. Powerpuff Girls folder. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put it right here. Watch.
No, she.
Power.
Um,
Powerpuff.
Bobby's World. Yes, that's a cartoon
Oh shit!
I never forgot because I always enjoyed Bobby's World because to me, I was like, they made a cartoon about me. That's how I felt about Bobby's World. Bobby was a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Ha 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 ha. ha, ha, ha.
Oh man,
But man, no.
dude, where are these Velcro folders, man?
All right. As Alex looks that up very quick, we are Rocket Power, Dexter's Laboratory, Trapper Keeper, Teen Titans. Yeah, man. Ooh, let me ask you guys this in the comments.
Care
real quick.
Bears.
We'll get into Dolphins. I promise. Yeah, I know, Buffalo Bill. I'm sorry. It's late. Alex only comes on one show a week. He's not on any other show. So he tries to get it all out. I don't know why he's even, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah. We're about to, damn.
Let me clarify that.
you-
Oh man, Smurfs.
Please.
Oh my
Please.
God, Smurfs. Yes.
No, clarify it before you get shut down.
Oh, it was just a joke, guys. Like, come on.
Okay, and
Don't
very
take it so
very quick though,
serious.
before we get it,
Yeah.
obviously Pokemon Dragon Ball Z.
Yes,
Those were ones I
yeah.
watched when I was younger, growing up. I remember
Okay.
coming home from school and
You were
watching
big
Dragon
on
Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Right
that.
now, Audrey's into anime. She's watching My Hero Academia, which I know
Oh,
AJ was into
AJ
a while back.
loved that. Yeah.
Yeah. Audrey's really into that.
G.I. Joe. Yes, man. Oh my man. Well, actually,
Technically, though, we're not off topic. We just skipped 2 topics to get to.
Yeah.
We brought the end to the front because it was supposed to be the last topic of the show.
right. We're
But
ahead of our
you know,
time. We're
we
ahead
went
of our
ahead.
time, Evan.
But
We're ahead of our time.
you know,
We're from the
Bobby, like,
future.
yes. Hey, don't make fun of Barney.
Barney, you like
when I was
Barney?
like,
Did you ever
when I was a
watch Barney?
kid, I watched Barney when I was young. When I was little, I
real?
remember, but I was more into Pee Wee Herman. I'm straight up. Pee Wee Herman was a cartoon, but Pee Wee Herman, I loved that movie when I was a kid. I used to have the chair. I still have that picture somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I seen that song to my daughter, man. Whatever, Evan. Don't be a hater. Couldn't get Barney up in Canada. Get a hate. What's up, man? Yeah.
Evan, oh my God. Evan could dress up as Barney for Halloween one day.
Gunzilla. I hope. Are you saying Godzilla? Yeah. Stop, dude.
It does. We brought the end to the front sound. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which is funny. Now that we're on topic, the
No,
title
we're not.
sometimes.
We're not on topic. We're not on topic whatsoever anymore. You know.
Now that it's up in the air.
Now since we're just shooting the shit, you know, I mean, might as well. Oh my
man.
gosh. Instead of 90s cartoons, let's talk about 90s porn. You know. Anyway.
Well, we can have a whole show on that. Actually, when it was on VHS cassette before the.
Oh, way off topic. Way off topic.
Oh, man.
Bobby likes being on topic. Cowabunga, dude. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Cowabunga. Oh,
Power Rangers. No, it's not a cartoon, but Power Rangers was in the 90s. I remember Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You know, Teletubbies is not a cartoon
Cowabunga.
either. That's
Which
Ninja
one?
Turtles. That's Ninja Turtles. Cowabunga's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Cowabunga's Ninja Turtles.
You know. But anyway. All right. Let's wheel it in. We could follow back up towards the end. But let's
sure.
talk
Let's
Miami
go.
Dolphins. And it's great to see Finn Stanzit's in the comments here. Because he won't be on to laugh out loud, but he will I'm sure he would once he hears you, because like I know him, I know you.
Blockbuster all the way. Please be kind and rewind.
No, so see, man, I mean, I'm happy that it's all available to us now.
Yeah.
At a click, but I miss going to a video store and renting a movie, because then you got to watch that movie. You can't say, no, I know I'd rather watch this, or say I don't like this movie, change it. You know, Captain Planet, he's my hero.
I miss the walks from Walgreens to Blockbuster parking lot, because you knew, and the euphoria when you got there, and you saw that there was still cassettes behind the picture of the movie. Yeah, there was still availability.
The movie was still there.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Well, they see, that's why I said, like, for me, Blockbuster at home, and then when I would go to my dad's house, it'd be Hollywood Video.
Yeah,
Hollywood Video. I would love going to that, renting a movie, or if I missed a pay-per-view, a WWE or WWF or WCW pay-per-view, it'd be right there, and you go and put it in, you watch it. You know, those were the times. You know, just that's what. Okay, and we're still on this.
Burn the photo and can't verify.
Oh, we're here we are. All right, look, let's get into the Dolphins very quick. First off, again, thanks everybody for tuning in. You're watching East 10th Street Boys straight out of Hialeah. We got almost 150 people watching. And very cool to see everyone tuning in such a late hour on a Wednesday night. Really cool. You got Alex the boy and Bobby El Gringo here on East 10th Street Boys. And let's catch up on some Miami Dolphins. And, you know, Evan alluding to Deshaun Elliott's comments about the Dolphins being soft last year, and that rubbed the people along the wrong way. No pun intended with all the porn talk. And, of course, one of Alex's guys that he's been pumping, but, again, he's disappointed this year. Long Jr., David Long Jr. cut.
I was surprised by that.
Cut after the Dolphins game. Anyway, Dolphins go into Monday Night Football and get a much-needed victory in a tough environment on Monday Night Prime Time, which they're not very good at. Now they're 3-9, I think. Mike McDaniel is at least on prime time. But 23-15, Dolphins go advance to 3-6 on the season. Tua, 20 of 28, 270 yards, a touchdown, an interception. I'm going to give full disclosure, as I did on pregame. I did catch up on some of the highlights and and whatever. I didn't watch the first half. I saw the end of the second quarter because I was, basketball practice with my son coaching the team. But again, I would have thought we were getting blown out by Evan's text messages with Brett Lagasse. I mean, my goodness, this team sucks. Mike McDaniels are fired. I'm like, oh my goodness, this has to be horrible. We're probably losing 23-0.
We're up 14-7.
We were up 10-0. We were up 10-3. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what the heck? But watching what was going on, I understand the where it kind of looked like, oh my God, dude, we're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot again. But watching the second half, I will say defense absolutely played a way better game. I mean, Chop Robinson, there were a few people who were calling Robinson a bust and we should never draft him, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, give the kid a time. He's a rookie. 2 games in a row, 2 sacks in a row. He had a career game last weekend or against Monday Night Football. I'm excited to watch him to continue to grow. All fair game. Yeah, there's other guys that you think, oh, man, we could have won with this. All right, let the kid grow. He's having an impact, especially now with the injuries. Really cool to see. But anyway, I said enough on post game about the game. I'll follow up with whatever you say, Alex. But Miami gets a much needed win. They're 3-6. It's still a long road to go. Let me ask you first off your thoughts on the game, and could this be the start of Miami possibly running the table to sneak themselves into the playoffs? Could you see that actually happening, or you're like, man, like for me, I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say yes. I'm going to say I'm taking this game by game. So let me ask where you stand on after this game. How do you thought about the Dolphins game, how they performed, and where do you think they go from here?
Well, I'm actually in between. I'm not torn. I'm just in between where I think it's going to happen. Like I know it's going to happen, and it's still a tough task because I understand we have the easiest schedule remaining, but any given Sunday, anything can happen with injuries. Now we saw Rafael just brought it up. Also, Austin Jackson, he's going to be missing some time. He's placed in IR, I believe. So that's a blow to the line, but still. You got people playing with decent depth. I believe this began against Arizona. I know we lost last second field goal, but I saw the momentum starting to click offensively where the defense was slacking a little bit, and then we saw the progression against Buffalo at Buffalo. So in my mind, when not that I always try to look for the positive side of things, but I actually look for the productive side of things. Okay, we lose Tua. Now we struggle, which realistically, this goes without saying. If Greer and McDaniel would have paid extra attention to the backup quarterback position, we are talking about possibly being 6-3, 5-4. Different scenario. That didn't happen. This team for the last 2 years has started hot and started falling apart as you get into December. When this injuries happen, and I mentioned it to you, I'm like, I have the feeling this season is inverted. Once you started losing, I'm like, this could possibly be that this team is clicking on all the right cylinders by the time December comes. Because, for example, people right now, Kansas City, undefeated. Kansas City could possibly have lost 4 games that they won easily. But they're undefeated, so all that matters are the wins. Now, the thing that I keep coming back to, I'm like, this is at a perfect time because one thing that I took from McDaniel looks very comfortable right now in the aspects of the way he's managing the game, the way the defense is coming together, the way Bradley Chubb is probably a few weeks away. I understand losing Phillips was a huge blow, but something that we always take for granted sometimes. Unfortunately, injuries have to happen for other people to gain experience and for people to step up. You just mentioned Chop Robinson. We don't want to lose Phillips, but I think this is a great opportunity for Chop to continue to get playing time and develop come playoff time. You can't deny this kid is talented. You can't deny this kid can pick up a crucial sack or QB pressure at the precise moment, force a fumble. There's things that need to happen for it all to align. Could it be done? Absolutely, it could be done. And I have never been. I'm going to be honest. I feel more comfortable now. Now, the situation that we're in, and of us even being underdogs, because now it's kind of like the pressure's not there realistically, but yet the pressure is there because you can't underperform. But you have a situation where, for the future, you're building for the future of these young guys, but in the present, this is a very weak AFC East aside from Buffalo. You can get in as a wild card. All you have to do realistically is win out. Maybe you're afforded to lose one more game. You can get in at 10-7, I believe, this year. So this is a situation where if it all plays right and we're healthy, the Tyreek Hill situation is something to monitor. But now OBJ is more involved. Juno Smith is more involved. So now you're seeing all the pieces working.
Janu Smith.
That's the piece right there, man.
Dude, it's crazy, man. I love what I'm seeing from him.
It sucks to me that we lost against Arizona and against Buffalo the way we did. But us playing in Buffalo the way we did, to me, that's a second game in a row. Because even the game that we lost to Buffalo, we held Allen to, I think, like 160 passing yards or something like that. The defense played great. Those are 3 plays. So you have finally a healthy Dolphins roster aside from Phillips, but everybody else in your key position seems to be healthy, and your defense is getting comfortable. So this is something that as the season goes on, I feel it's only going to get better and better and better. And the fact that I like this Tua, I like this snappy Tua, the way that he came back. And I really like the interview that he had down with Jeff Darlington. Like, he seems to be very comfortable in his skin, very comfortable leading the team. So I have good vibes from what I'm seeing, and I like the disposition. And to mention what Elliot said, I like the unison front from the Dolphins. It's like, it's easy to talk about when you're gone. And even Javon Holland, or I forgot who it was, like, or Nick Needham is like, who's the soft one? Who was the soft one? It's easy to call out your teammates when you leave, but you weren't saying shit when you were here and when you were playing with these guys. So it's always funny to, once again, that's something McDaniel's going to deal with for the rest of his life until he wins consistently and he shows that he can manage a team. People are going to keep disrespecting that. And that really fucking pisses me off, because even Alex Mirabal, offensive line coach from the U, he's 5'5", 150 pounds, and he has trained some of the best O-line that have come out of Oregon and that are going to come out of Miami. People misjudge this height thing and the skinny, the frawny, and the little very geeky look. Toughness doesn't always come in screaming and how tough I am. I'm going to shout. There's two different. There's Dan Campbell. That's a player's coach, but he's tough as shit. And then there's the McDaniel situation. I understand football, you're always going to associate it and align with big, tough, screaming Mike Vrabel, shit like that. That's fine. And I love those coaches. But who's to say McDaniel can be a great head coach as well?
Let me just say very quick, because I see a lot of great comments from everybody. Daniel, Bobby, Cap, but I'll say, we talked about this, me and Fitzstanza on post game, because Fitzstanza was pointing out a lot of the miscues by the Dolphins and how that could catch up with them later on and all this one. My thing is that's been going on all season. Those miscues have been happening. That's why they are where they are. Here's where I take the silver lining, and the good thing is they were able to overcome those miscues and finish out the game and win this football game. I know Green Bay is around the corner. I know Green Bay is a tough task, but I can't look at Green Bay. We're 3-6. Let's go worry about the Raiders. Could this Miami Dolphins team beat that Raiders team in next week? Absolutely they can. If they could come out and obviously, not have the mental mistakes that they had in the first half, because you never know, any given Sunday with any given team, the Raiders come out and have a perfect game. The Dolphins could shit the bed and we're 3-7, and then it's all over again. But realistically, if Miami could come out and play like they did in the second half, if our defense could continue, especially the young guys like Chop and company, and I will give a shout out, Bobby had it in there in regards of this defensive line. I mean, JP, Chop Robinson, Chop Robinson, Bradley Chubb, Sealer, Campbell. It would have been awesome to see them together. But let me tell you, man, Zach Sealer, Calais Campbell, studs. What they've been able to do in absence of Christian Wilkins, who everybody said it was the end of the world, is beautiful to see. And they are true leaders of this defense, which will help carry Dolphins to win some games down the line. Now, but what about the important ones? The Packers. I'm not going to worry about the Packers. I'm worried about the Raiders, because the mistakes the Dolphins make against the Raiders, they can learn from. And then when they go against make sure I'm right, the right team, the Patriots, then they execute those plays they made mistakes of. They get better against the Patriots. So that way, when they go against the Packers, then I'll let you know if I feel like we have a chance to beat the Packers. But I'm not thinking about the Packers right now. We got to worry about the Raiders. And I believe that this team, the way they played in the second half, could come out and beat the Raiders. And then we're talking about a 4-6 team. Then you got the Patriots. And again, another team where you should say, that's a winnable football game. My thing, and talk, pun intended, I guess, for the Raiders, my thing for Miami Dolphins, just win, baby. Do your job. Do your freaking job. Let the fans worry about the Packers. Don't look past the freaking Raiders. Do your job. OBJ didn't play, was out for the first part of the season. Finally shows up. It's not like he's having a crazy year. All of a sudden he's catching all this, but he made a big play. He made a big catch, which helped seal the game.
He's still reliable. He has reliable hands. He's always going to have reliable hands.
When it comes time later in the season, when you need that veteran, we look at Jalen Waddle. God, dude, how can you drop that? You're blaming the light. There's no lights. Listen, I don't know what's going on with that. And hopefully Waddle will get better. We know how good he can be. But my goodness, now you got to if you can't rely on Waddle, guess what? You have OBJ right there. He's a guy who's been there, who's done that.
Craycraft is coming back.
Well, I was just going to say Craycraft. You know what I'm saying? Those are things where you go, okay, wait a second. Is it a long road ahead right now for Miami? Is it a tough hill to climb? 1,000%. I don't care how easy it looks in regards of the rankings of the teams in the world, but they could do it because there's the talent and what they've gone through. I know it's crazy. I understand, Fitzstanza will go, oh, come on. I get it. I get you. I understand you. You have every right to doubt because of the hill that Miami's put themselves in. But when you look at what they did against the Rams on primetime, which they don't do, they don't win on primetime. They won, even though they threw an interception and fumbled the ball, even though there was drop balls because there was a mystery light. In spite of that, which in 2 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, that would have cost Miami the game. Miami had a cleaner second half, and they won the game. They came out with a big-time victory.
I'm going to add something very quick to you, and this is very simple. You see Kansas City's undefeated? I will take the Miami Dolphins right now to beat Kansas City right now. Have you seen the way Kansas City has been playing? They're undefeated, but you just mentioned it. They found ways to win. They won on a blocked field goal.
Yeah.
Like they're not blowing people out. They're not Pat Mahomes. If you look at his stats comparable to other quarterbacks, he's still Pat Mahomes. But that team is finding ways to win defensively, just like they did last year. So our Dolphins team this year, when clicking, is better equipped to beat everyone in the AFCs. And the AFC.
I just want to say this. I know Alex is going to say yes because I know my brother, especially at this point in time. Because guess what? Alex is going to say yes. Bobby may be saying yes. Everyone Daniel, oh my goodness, he's not on the show today. Sea Devil could say yes. There's a chance we could do it because figuratively, literally, yes, you can. Mathematically, there's still a chance. Yeah, things have to roll in your favor, and that's
everything has
typical
to break
Dolphins.
Right. Everything has to
typical
break
Dolphins, right? And we have a right to be pissed on that.
Correct.
Alex is on the bird feeder. He took Hank's bird feeder, but I can understand Fitzstanza, who's like, dude, come on, this is. For me, that's why I'm like, I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm going to say I'm going to take one game at a time. Now,
Evan, what happens if it happens? What happens if it happens? What happens if this is the year we win it all and we started 2-6? What would you do if it actually happens?
Are you gonna bet him on something?
No. I'm like realistically, like expectations, right? We're 2-6. We're like, bro, this season is done. What happens if this is the year that you're like, holy shit?
That's why for me, I won't do that because I'm going to take it game by game.
Yeah, that's fine.
Again,
that's fine.
I can understand looking at this and going, God dang, dude, this because what I'm pissed off. That's why I understand why some like Fitzstanza is pissed off. He said, "Win it all." I know, but what I will say though, why I can understand someone like Vincenzo being pissed off, Evan, because this team should be 6-3, not 3-6. This
Correct.
team is way too freaking talented.
Correct.
Injuries are not to
Correct.
be at this position that they are in right now. And I understand people go, "Oh, but we didn't have Tua." Coach McDaniel and Chris Grier decided it was okay to start the season with Skylar Thompson and Mike White as your backup quarterbacks before they realized, oh, it's not going to work. To me, that's why it's not an excuse. I still hold this team accountable that they're 3-6 and not 6-3.
Okay. I'm going to say this right now. If we win this year, you know what? When we win it all this year, Evan, you have to come to the parade. Bobby, you have to come to the parade. We will all meet for the parade. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know if it's probably going to be in the highway. They have to shut down the turnpike or something. That's like it's Capri Pants.
Most Dolphins things ever. Yeah. Alex doesn't smoke crack. He doesn't do cocaine.
No drugs.
He
no
smokes
drugs,
opium nonstop. When we were kids, that dude, we'd have to. When we were kids, the adults would have to check their cars and make sure, and you'd hear people go, "Hey, get out of there," because he was smoking gasoline. He was sniffing gasoline. And now we deal with this today. We can't win. We're not going to win just the Raiders. We're going to go all the way.
Fuck it. We're going to win all. We're going to demolish the Raiders, bro. Fuck
We're going to do it, bro. We're not going to lose any game.
We're going to do it live.
You got to shut down the turnpike.
You have to. If the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, I'm telling you, everybody's there. Everybody's there. Everybody's there.
We've watched the Heat. We've seen the Panthers. We've watched the Marlins. Obviously, the Dolphins won Super Bowl. We never saw that. The day the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, I will legitimately cry. I'm sure. That's how much I love. I love all of Miami sports teams. We grew up Miami, but the Dolphins are a different beast. I'm just, I wear long sleeves because I've been bruised enough by the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna go week to week. Do they have a chance to beat the Raiders? 100%. There you go, right there, brother. We'll meet you there when that day comes.
Of course you can go, Rafael. Of course, man. Everybody can come.
Everybody could come. We'll have a party, man. We'll have a giant live show after the parade.
It ain't a block party. It's an expressway party. We're gonna shut down the turnpike. We're gonna shut down 995. We're gonna shut down the Palmetto. Everything, bro.
Alex is gonna pass around the hopium.
Everything, bro. Everybody.
Evan is not.
No, Evan is not welcome. And I'm gonna make sure it's right now. This guy, right? I'm gonna make sure it's right now. I will call it now. It'll be over Sunday. There you go. With that face, he actually said it's gonna be over Sunday.
Wow,
unbelievable.
Evan, you said you picked Miami to win on Monday night. I said, you know what? It's prime time. Do I think they could win? Yes, because you got to look at the statistics, the numbers, and everything. But I go, it's prime time. I can't see Miami getting over that, so I'm gonna go 30-28. Fitzstanza actually chose him. Now probably he was trolling, but he ended up being right. Miami won. So how can you be mad at that? Come on.
At no point in that game was I scared that in the second half that they're gonna kick a field goal to win. They're gonna kick a field goal to win because it's the post traumatic stress disorder where you're like, it happened in Arizona, it happened in Buffalo, and you're like, no, man. In that second half, I felt we were in cruise control. Yeah, it's true. Hey, I gotta give it to you, my man. I don't think there's been a fan base that suffered more in a period of 4 years than the Buffalo Bills did when they lost back to back Super Bowls, man. I don't think that's ever going to be reciprocated.
Does anyone on the Raiders scare you guys?
Raiders? Just Max Crosby and Wilkins. That's it.
Well, Wilkins is out, isn't he? I thought he was out.
Yeah, he's out. Just Max
Crosby for sure, right?
That's it.
Isn't Khalil Mack still there? No, he's not.
No.
Sorry, not Mac. I don't know, man. Again, I look at the Raiders. Look, again, the Raiders, I'm not going to sleep on the Raiders.
Their tight end, Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers, dude. That dude is a stud, man.
That's it. He can demolish us, but that would be
what Miami cannot do. What Miami cannot do is sleep on the Raiders. They cannot look at the Raiders and go, "Oh, we got this. We're going to be."
No.
We'll be able to tell that on Sunday if you see it happen.
Man. I don't think Miami's going to sleep on a team.
But this right here,
like they're legit.
This right here, we cannot. If we come out Sunday and the Dolphins lost to the Raiders, no one should be up here going, "Oh, but we could beat this team and we still have a shot here." No, at that point, it's like You should.
No,
There's no
no, no,
reason
no.
to lose to the Raiders.
No.
Grandma's in the house. What's up, Grandma? Good evening.
Grandma?
Grandma tuning in. Love you, Grandma. Great to see you guys. That's my grandmother, guys. Watching the show via Facebook. Love to see it. There you go. Yeah, Raider fans for sure scare me more than the team. 1,000%, man. I appreciate you. Oh, man. Brock Bowers is legit. Yeah. Let me ask you this. Bobby, you're in the comment. Everyone who's watching right now, how do we feel about our new linebacker that we signed?
He was from the Seahawks, right?
Yeah, he was leading. I think he was leading them in tackles. He had 2 forced fumbles. 2
Why did they release him?
I think because of their record, from my understanding, because I went through a research, because of they actually traded Jerome Baker to they signed Baker this season. They traded him. So they're just cleaning out their roster. But he was a stud in Buffalo for sure. I'm actually very intrigued. I'm very intrigued by him. Dodson.
Yeah, but the fact that we got him, that's what cost David Long.
Miami will beat themselves to have slippery fingers from all those potato chips.
I still think, man. And look, we got great endorsement possibilities. Number one, Chop Robinson, he needs to have an endorsement with either Chicken Kitchen or they need to have a chop. Like Chop Robinson needs to have a chop with Pollo Tropical, with Chicken Kitchen, something like that. Tua needs to be sponsored by Lay's, Doritos. There has to be a commercial. Him on the couch,
an opportunity,
watching a game, talking with Peyton Manning. There has to be. I know they're doing.
I laughed so hard, just because I know how much he probably got into his head when he dropped when the ball got hit.
Yeah.
And he grabbed it again. They went, fuck, they're watching shit. It's like talk too much shit. No, but oh man, but no, they got to get Lay's in there.
Tostitos for sure, bro, for sure.
So everyone in the comments here, I want you to put them right now. Does Miami beat Vegas?
Yes.
Not you. You're not in the comments. I know what you're
sorry.
saying.
Okay.
This is how you can tell you didn't pay attention in school. The dude answers.
I'll put in the comments. Man, I pay attention in school, man. I got better grades. Okay, right here. Here we go. I'm gonna put in the comments. Dolphins.
What's your score, Alex?
We'll win.
54-0.
No, that's crazy, bro.
Yes, by 10. There you go. 31-16 Miami. Love it.
I definitely I think it's going to be 30s and in the teens, like 31-13, something like that.
This will be the first game
31-14
that feels like the Miami team, like that you think it should be.
That you expected.
Dominant, like a very good team. If they could bring that defense against the Raiders, but our offense, I think, is going to score 3 or 4 touchdowns. That's where I'm at. So I haven't had a score yet. I do believe they're going to win. I'm spoiling pros pregame, but I believe Miami will for sure win. But I'm not going to go, can they run the table? Because it has to be week to week. That's how I feel about it, because this team has shown they can't do it consistently. Until they can, then.
Correct.
But Alex, you think they could. There is a strong chance you believe they could run the table.
Everything has to fall in their favor. I'm not talking about no little nagging injuries. That's going to happen. It's a long season. But there cannot be no catastrophic injury to like a Tua, to Terran Armstead, to a chain. Like you need to. The one thing that I like about what McDaniel is doing is people the other day were talking about, we just settled for field goals. We scored on every drive. You manage the game. You put points on the board. That's kind of like how football works at times. And did they leave plays on the field? Yeah, of course they did.
This is key
still,
right here. That's key.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, man. AFC this year, 10-7. I have the Dolphins losing maybe one more game. Even at 10-7, I think they can make it into the wild card.
Let's see, very quick. And I hate looking ahead, but I'm going.
Your schedule? That's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's
roll. Let me just say, first off,
go ahead.
I'm just going to say the teams that the Packers.
I think they're going to win.
Right. But I'm saying the teams that should give you cause.
That should give you. I got you.
Right.
I got you.
But because you look at the Raiders and Patriots, that should be a win.
Correct.
Can't sleep on them. Not saying but that should be a win.
Texans.
Packers, that's gonna be tough. Again, prime time in Green Bay. What's the weather like? And Green Bay is a great team. At the beginning of the year, I had the Dolphins splitting the series against the Jets. That still could be the case, right? I mean, it's AFC, but Miami should win those games, right?
Correct.
I mean, but even though they got Aaron Rodgers, we're not, but again, New York is a freaking mess right now.
Correct.
Total joke, which I said was gonna be. But Houston and the 49ers. Those are the 3 teams.
I got us losing
not
to
the
Houston.
Browns. You got us losing to Houston.
I think we lose to Houston. A close game, but I think we lose to Houston.
If Miami, and I know this tears up Constanza because again, that's like you win just enough, but you miss the playoffs or you fall in and you get bounced, and it's like, okay, let's recycle this one more time.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. That sucks. And again, that's why I'm, as a Dolphin fan, you have every right to be angry going, why the hell are we even in this position? We shouldn't be, but we are in it. So as a Dolphin, I'm never going to root for this team to lose. I will never, ever do that.
Ever.
Never. I understand, we could have had a top 3 pick. If we were, I don't give a damn. I'm about winning. I'm not about losing. I want to see my team win. And if we can have a shot at making the playoffs, let's freaking do it. If they don't, if they win enough and just miss out, or they win enough and then bounce, I'll be right with you. I'll be pissed. I'll be livid. This team should not have lost. This team should be in the position. But right now, we're not in it. We're still in the season. They haven't been mathematically eliminated yet. So if they're not, I want to win. I want to get to the playoffs. But the 3 teams, again, and I agree with Bobby there, Packers, Texans, Niners are the teams where those are the most ones that will give you cause to pause for the remainder of the schedule. The Jets only because they're in the same division. It's going to be weird to root for the Jets against the Colts. Then I hate the Jets with a passion. I understand. I'll say I won't be mad. I wouldn't care as much if they.
I think they need to move on from Rodgers, by the way. I don't think that Rodgers should come back another year, man.
I think Jet fans, they shouldn't be mad. Like I guess Miami's kind of where that at for some fans. They shouldn't be mad if they miss or make it. If they're in the top 5, move on from Rodgers. Go draft your quarterback, and you're good. You're golden. It's a win-win for sure. For sure. And Bobby, man, I'd love to get you on the show, man, on East Century Boys. It'd be fun to have you on. Not just talk Dolphins, but talk life, talk shit like cartoons and stuff, man. It'd be awesome to have you on, brother. Tiebreakers will be tough. That's right. That's what sucks. Miami is where they usually are in a situation where we probably going to have to rely on other teams to lose and other teams to win. That's what's going to suck. Yeah. Now, moving on. Let's talk Miami Heat. Let me tell you the game where let's see. Let me make sure I don't miss out on. They lost against Detroit yesterday, and what was absolutely, a heartbreaker because it was such a fun game. The Pistons game, last night. Tyler Hero scores 40 points. Duncan Robinson hitting his shots. Jovic the game before, looking like he's starting to grow into his own. It's so much cool it was so cool to see. Then this game was going to the second overtime. It was a bad defensive play at the end where they allowed him to come in and just take the bucket, tie the game. But you still had an opportunity. There was still enough time on the clock, and that's something I explained to my son. Basketball's never over. It ain't over until it's over. If there's 10 seconds on the clock, you have time to scoot 2 threes, a 3 and a foul, a 2 and a foul. Opportunity. But what will kill you is calling a timeout when you don't have a timeout. Coach Spo, the best coach in basketball, voted on by his peers, and I ain't arguing with it. Love Coach Spo. Made a boneheaded decision at the end there. It was murder. But, got to ask you, Alex. Tyler Hero, scoring 40, averaging 24.9 points a game. Pretty damn cool to see, especially in the absence of Jimmy Butler. Think it starts to make Jimmy a little more expendable, and definitely does bumps up the value of someone like Tyler Hero, because it's not just Heat fans that have to look and go, oh, damn. Okay, Tyler. I mean, we still have to win. That's what matters in the end. But even NBA fans who were in NBA teams that were talking trash about Tyler Hero as a possible asset in a Dame Lillard trade against the Trailblazers, now they're looking and going, holy crap, who's this guy? So let me just say very quick, Bobby, man, for sure, brother. That's awesome, dude. Let's connect, my man, and get that going. Love to have you on, Alex, and I would love to have you on. Alex might be confused, so I might have to go with another name. We're about to call you because Alex gets confused.
I know what, Bobby. I got you. I'm confused. There you go again with another side cam. I'm about to beat this man, bro. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna book a flight to Nashville as we speak.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. What? At least
what?
Hit the phone and say 2 daddies. No. No. Only one. Yeah. And you look like me, so I know there's no confusion. Theo Alex, daddy. I will say though, hey, everyone who's watching right now, dude, we got 217 people watching from
Mhm.
YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you are. Man,
Thank you,
so cool.
90s
Thank you all for
cartoons.
watching. Thank you, 90s cartoons. Everyone who's watching right now, damn, man, appreciate you all watching. If you're anywhere other but YouTube, hop on over to YouTube, smash that subscribe button, that like button, share the show, join in on the conversation. We got an awesome crew in the background here commenting. Really cool to have. But Alex, man, sorry I interrupted you. Talking
No,
about
man,
the Miami Heat, the last two games, the growth of Jovic and the way he finished, the clutch play he made at the end. It was so good to see. Truly, it was. And I'm sure it was as much it was for me, it was for you times two because of the way you've been championing him since we've brought him in. And of course, Tyler Hero, in spite of the loss, scoring 40 and averaging almost 25 points a game right now.
Well, imagine I have a lot to say of what's going on, but I'll keep it blunt in regards to the Spo. Spo, it was an insanity moment. It was a temporary insanity moment because as a head coach, you have assistant coaches that are in charge of letting you know how many timeouts are left, to making sure that you have 0 timeouts. And when you have no timeouts left, which is very rare, by the way, also for Spo. I don't know why he had to burn another one. I wasn't able to watch the game because I was at one of our preseason games, so I watched everything in replay. Usually when you have that final timeout, you design possibly 2 to 3 plays in advance because you're planning defensively. For example, a situation like that, if they score, what do you want to do? Because now you can't advance the ball. Now you got 2 seconds. You maybe got time for 1 or 2 passes, quick passes,
Kevin
and a
Love,
shot.
who's great
Correct.
at deep ball. Yep.
Correct. So those are situations that are handled. Now, the defense was a complete breakdown because essentially he wanted to sub in where? There, that was a mistake because I don't know why Rozier was there because even people are talking shit about Terry, but if Terry switches up on Durant, he's still going to get dunked on. So that still would have –
Yeah, there was no – yeah, he should not have been in there at that point.
The only thing that Bam took a horrible angle. Bam should have gone through the screen. That was it. Aside from that, you can't do anything. Now, the situation at hand that what we have. People are looking at this Heat team, and number one, I'm glad Cronin didn't settle, and he wanted to take the Celtics deal and the deal with Milwaukee, because sometimes, and you've talked about this many times, you and me, sometimes the best move is the one you don't make.
Yeah.
And there's situations happening. Look what I told you about Milwaukee. Milwaukee has no talent aside from Giannis and Damian Lillard. Milwaukee fucked themselves over when they traded Drew Holiday because Drew Holiday ended up in Boston and he was one of the key pieces of Boston winning the championship. So that's the chess part of basketball. Now, in regards to Tyler Hero, a lot of people wanted him gone. A lot of people wanted him moved. And when there's things that you see, number one, not only natural talent, because he's a natural scorer, his work ethic. When a player of that caliber has that work ethic, they're going to improve organically. They're going to grow into their bodies. The way he amplified mentally this year, if you notice, what he's doing is not that I always knew he was going to do.
Appreciate you, Bobby, man. Have a good night, man. We'll connect. Appreciate
Love
you,
man. I always envision the possibility of 25-5-5. I've always said this team is built for Tyler Hero to lead it in scoring. Timing is of the essence.
Timing of the S. I told you he's smoking opium, brother.
No. But this is legit. I know Jimmy Butler is your highest paid player, but basketball wise, Jimmy Butler, and I'm not saying he's going to be a glorified role player, but Jimmy Butler has a role on this team that if he's a defensive menace and he exerts his energy on that aspect, on that side of the floor defensively, and he becomes your ball distributor and he knocks down his jump shots and he's a decent 3-point shooter already. There's situations that what I see is unfortunately people always tie production and fit based on how much money you make. Clipper situation. Paul George makes X amount of money. Look what the Clippers did with the amount of money Paul George was going to make. They divided into 3 or 4 players. Norman Powell is overproducing what Paul George is doing in Philadelphia, which is another signing that they're going to regret. Yeah, it was cool. You got Paul George, amazing. That's a signing that's going to backfire on Philadelphia as well. Why? Because Embiid is injury prone. you're going to have to rely on Tyrese Maxey and McCain. So there's situations that I see for the Heat. Lineups are going to change. You saw that, and I'm not saying this is permanent, but you saw Spo pull Jovic. Second unit will wear to run the second unit with Robinson. Now, there's another move that you might see, Bobby, coming soon. There might be a situation that Terry is moved to the bench. You're going to maybe start Robinson. You might start Highsmith. I think Love starts a few. I would not be surprised, though, however, if you see a lineup that looks like Hero, Robinson, Jimmy, Highsmith, and Bam. The key is to unlocking Bam now. The way this team was playing in preseason, I don't know why. I can't pinpoint why they haven't produced the same way in the regular season, because the offense works. Bam is looking to be a little bit more comfortable. He's still creating for others, but this team is built for Tyler Hero to be your leading scorer, and the fact that he's doing it efficiently. People that do not know basketball, and I tweeted that. I forgot who said it. I put it on X. When people say that Tyler, oh yeah, he's your leading scorer, but you're losing, then you don't understand what he's doing basketball-wise. I understand he's losing, but without Tyler, you don't have a shot in any of these games because your offense is stalling. So Tyler Hero removed completely the long two, and he's not settling for mid-range jumper. If you look at his shot chart, it's either paint touches and paint pull-ups or three-point shots. So now he's doing it efficiently. Tyler Hero is arguably your most gifted scorer. Terry has taken a step back. I don't know if it's a situation where Terry is kind of, I personally, I will move Terry to the bench because it allows him to play more to his identity. Because Tyler's playing off the ball, but Tyler's handling the ball a lot. Tyler's going into isolation. He's beating players to the basket. He can get a basket off the dribble. So Kel'el Ware, to me, is developing to the point where Pele is a rotational player right now. He's a rotational player right now. Alex Burks will give you minutes. Richardson will give you minutes. But your rotation off the bench, you got Jaime, you got Pele, you got Jovic, you got Ware. You have a decent rotation. Even when Jimmy comes back, it's how now, who do you start at the 4? Do you go back to Jovic? Because a lot of coaches think, a lot of players, fans alone, think that because you're the starter, you are the best player on the floor at all times. You have to start. That's not necessarily true. I still remember Manu Ginobili in his prime, a little bit past his prime. He embraced the 6-man role. Manu Ginobili played the 6-man role for, I want to say, 7+ years, and he was magnificent at it. So I've never understood this thing about, oh, I'm a starter. That's fine. You can start all you want. I want to finish games. I care about what I tell my players. You don't got to worry about who starts. You got to worry about playing time, and you got to worry about who's finishing these games, because whoever's finishing these games is who you trust the most. And now, Nico and Ware, 2-man action. Bam and Ware, 2-man action. You're going to start to see that pick up. Do not be surprised if you see a Ware and Bam pairing little by little. It's going to happen. It's going to organically happen. And then we have the pieces in the G League in Keshad Johnson. Even Christopher next year might be part of the rotation. So Jimmy coming back from injury, if he can embrace, and I understand, once again, he's still Jimmy Butler. I get it. I understand this. But if people can just remove the fandom for a second and think basketball-wise, if Jimmy takes on the role of defensive menace, playing the lanes, I don't need Jimmy to score 25 points. I'm okay with Jimmy scoring 15 to 16 points, 6 to 7 rebounds, 5 to 6 assists. That is winning basketball for the Miami Heat. If Jimmy's playing 35 minutes a night and he's giving you 16, 6, and 6, you're going to be fine because he's playing a role, he's creating, and Jimmy can still go off for 30, 35 points on any given day. So it's the evolution of this team. I know we're struggling right now, but once again, these games are all close. We've gone blown out, once, maybe twice this whole season. We won against a great Minnesota team. So the identity is coming. The moments are coming. Realistically, we lose against Detroit. We were down, 14 in the fourth quarter? or I forgot, was it 14 or 11, and we come back to tie it, and we should have won it. We should have won it if there's mistakes aren't made. But people have to take it with a grain of salt, and the positives here is the shift is coming. Okay, even if Jimmy resigns, the shift is coming of whose team this is, and it could be a combination of a few players. Okay, Bam is still your anchor, but defensively this year, there's something off with Bam. I don't know if he's tired, if he needs to get in shape due to the Olympic run, but the basis, the foundation of Bam, it was a little off this year, and I've seen it defensively. I don't know if he's chasing more blocks. I don't know if he's gambling more, or if he, like I said, if he's exhausted. But there's something going on there that I don't know if it's the lineup, the combination. If you have Highsmith now, that relieves Bam a little bit, because having Terry, that's another thing. Having Terry and Tyler, even though Tyler has improved, Tyler's playing the lanes and he's playing the passing lanes. He's active, he's aggressive, but having to make up for their defensive disadvantages takes a toll on a player. And then you're asking Bam now to score 20 points plus. So there's a lot of things that are going on, but it will be figured out. And the rotation, I still give it another 10 games. I still want to say between 10 or 15 games before we have a final rotation that Spo is comfortable with. And it might be 10 deep. It might be 10 deep because this team is Spo has been reluctant at times to play 10 deep, but this year there's more there's more adaptation to what we have on the roster. And I believe Khalil Ware's minutes are going to be on the uptick. I don't believe we're going to see a lot of Thomas Bryant anymore. We're going to see Kevin Love, but his minutes might be reduced a little bit. We are going to see more Khalil Ware. We're going to see more Jovic minutes together. We're going to see a lot of Jaques, a lot of Pele. So these are things that are happening. And I just think it's a matter of time. And yes, the East is talented, but the West is talented. The East is pretty weak below. Teams are struggling. Right now is Cleveland and Boston. Aside from that, teams are struggling. So everything's up in the air.
Yeah, I'm going to say this very quick. I'm not worried about the season at this point. It's too early. And I've seen enough. Yeah, I see the errors. Obviously, that's a very rare mental mistake by Coach Spo. But I also see the growth of this team and players like a Jovic and a Hero stepping up, even without a Jimmy, for a Hero to make, an early case to possibly all-star this season. It's really cool to see. We got the Pacers 2 games in a row, which would be great for Miami because it's, both at Indiana. I think Miami could come out, split that series against those 2 games. I'm not worried at this point, again, because I'm not worried about teams like the 76ers and the Bucks and the Raptors and any of those guys. Miami could still be right there in the thick of it. Again, don't sleep on something that I brought up before the season in regards to the Jimmy Butler situation. Now, again, I don't. If it doesn't happen, doesn't mean it's the end of the world. But Hero playing the way he's playing, and if Miami is kind of where it is right now, kind of middle of the pack, 4 and 6, whatever, wherever that may be towards that part of the season, I would not be surprised if Miami says, okay, you know what? Like you're saying, Alex, man, can Jimmy take a lesser role and maybe that helps him out and helps the team out? If he goes, you know what, Jimmy wants to be on a playoff team, blah, blah, blah. You could use that to get younger assets to help build with if you're going to decide, you know what, maybe we should ride with Hero and Bam. Even though Bam is struggling. Bam, it's so great to see Hero what he's doing, but damn, it's really good to see Bam on top of his game right now with a Tyler Hero. How cool would that be to see this Heat team be like that at the right time? It's like when Hero's not here, all of a sudden Bam shows up. When Hero is balling, Bam's all of a sudden now, what the hell who are you? So it's crazy because to think about it, the Heat are not at full strength, yet they're still in these games. And obviously you should beat a team like the Pistons, even though the Pistons are under the radar good. You had that game won. It should not have gone that far out at the end. So it's good to see Tyler where he is. Again, I think it even though I'm not at that point now, I wouldn't want to see it happen. But of course, I think it could get to that point where Jimmy starts to become more expendable. Because then once Jimmy comes back, are you taking the ball out of Tyler's hands? Where does Jaime go at that lineup? Where, you know, we're talking about Bam. What does that do to Bam's growth? What does that do for some? It's then you start to play it out. Now, if the Heat are going to keep losing games, then you know becomes a factor where okay, we got to have Jimmy in there. Now, if Jimmy's there and the Heat continue to lose games, that makes an interesting scenario towards the trade deadline about where this team might be. And you know, we're not looking at possibly trading a hero now; we're trading a Jimmy. You know, but what's good about this in that case of scenario, because you're looking at Giannis' situation in Milwaukee, you're monitoring that. You're monitoring other players around the league.
De'Aaron Fox.
You look at that and you go, now, even though, like, you know, it's kind of, you know, you don't want to say that, but now guess what? Now Hero kind of looks like an attractive piece. Now Hero has made a name for himself. You know, now you could easily say, hey, I'm giving
his
you Hero.
value. His value is at its highest right now.
It's getting up there. And you know, then you look at Bam, and what does that do for Miami? Where now maybe Miami goes, okay, if he continues not to, you know, we all have faith that he will eventually turn that corner.
Yeah. He starts slow. He always starts slow.
But now, when you're talking to Giannis, now it's not as hard to say, okay, maybe we could move. You know, if where it could kind of. So it's very interesting for the Heat. I'm very intrigued by what's going on with the Heat. And again, I don't think it's any kind of thing where, oh, we're going to have a lottery pick. No, we're going to be in the playoffs.
No,
I absolutely 1,000% believe that. I have more faith in the Miami Heat making the playoffs than I do the Dolphins. And that's just what, I mean, I'm just being real. I'm being realistic. I mean, again, the Dolphins have the talent, but they haven't shown it consistently. The Heat show they could get into the playoffs. Once the Heat are in the playoffs, it's a different story. You know, the Dolphins go in the playoffs, we're like, okay, can we just get past one game? Because we haven't. The Heat, they could get to the Eastern Conference Finals before getting bounced because they're a playoff caliber type of team. They're a team that thrives in the series, in 7-game series. As we are past the hour, and we are now at 11:06 Eastern time, I do want to say, man, Marlins did hire their manager, baseball.
Yes.
Clayton McCullough from the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So, do you have any thoughts on that? I know Russ Morgan, host of On Deck Baseball podcast, he took a little bit of a break, but he'll be back next week, and he's going to actually talk about the Miami Marlins. So, guys, if you want to listen and catch up on the Miami Marlins on Wednesday night at 7:30 Eastern time, you got On Deck with Russ Morgan. He is former scout, played baseball. He's a host here on the channel. He'll start On Deck Baseball podcast. He's going to spotlight the Marlins, and he told me today, man, hey, if they're healthy, they could make a run at a playoff.
Yes.
And he likes this hire. So I want to hear from you, Alex. If you have any thoughts, if you don't, it's okay because I get it.
Oh, no.
I don't. But what are your thoughts on this managerial hire?
100%. Look, obviously, I was sad to see Skip go.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah.
I figured he's looking for another opportunity. He ends up now as a special advisor in Texas with the Rangers to Chris Young. But this is a hire. There's a coach that has championship pedigree. He's been with the Dodgers. He's worked his way up. I believe, what was the other system he was in? Was it Toronto or, oh my God, I forgot what the other system was, but he was in player development as well. And he did overlap with Gabe Kapler when he got to the Dodgers. So Gabe Kapler is our assistant GM as of now. I'm pretty sure there will be a promotion in the future for him. And Gabe Kapler used to be the manager of the Giants, manager of the Phillies. So it's a great baseball mind as well. And he just brings championship pedigree, and he has now the ability to establish a staff of his own. I think he already supposedly hired Pedro Guerrero as a hitting coach. So they're revamping this, and legit, the Marlins really stripped everything down. They fired every training staff, every scout, everything was down the line. So now this is a full Peter Bendix build in per se, and he's going to build them similar to the way he built the Rays. Before he came, the way he helped, because he didn't build him, he helped. So it's a situation where it's a developmental manager, it's a young manager, and he's going to assemble his staff. The talent is there. Now, I want to see what they do in free agency. There's not going to be nothing crazy, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be active. They're going to be active in the trade market. And the depth is there, the talent is there, and our minor league system, our farm system is much more improved, but our pitching is back. We got Sandy, we got Yuri. We got Jesus Luzardo, like Max Meyer. This team can compete. This team can compete this year. I know we were disseminated by injuries this year, and we traded off a lot of talent. But the core pieces that we have are very decent, and they have opportunity to grow. So it's just going to take a few times. They can compete this year. They're a championship contender next year. If they do the right moves with the talent developing the way it is, this is the Houston Astros model of contending, where Houston lost I want to say 100 games 3 years in a row or 2 years in a row, and then they went to, I believe, seven straight pennants, or 7 or out of 9 years. So this is the build that I see. It wasn't the fire sale, but it was like a reset of what they were doing with Jeter and Kim Ning. So, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I said I was going to give Peter Bendix the benefit of the doubt so he can build the team the way he wanted it to with his staff. And now we just want to see the ownership's commitment to actually spending, because a lot of talk has been made about spending. And I understand we don't generate a lot of revenue, but we generate enough to uptake the payroll a little bit. So we'll see.
See how it goes. And then very quick, just the Panthers, the New Jersey Devils snapped the 7-game winning streak. So now they're 11-4-1, but they're still first in the Atlantic Division. No worries there. Panthers still probably next to, if not the best team in hockey right now. So that's pretty cool to see. We were supposed to talk about cartoons right now since we're towards the end, but we already did that at the beginning.
It's like, so shit, what do we do now?
But it's good. It's 11:10 right now on the East Coast, Eastern time. It's a beautiful night. It looks like there in
it's
Miami.
Bro, it's in the, I want to say it's in the 70s, high
it's the 60s
60s
right now. It's the 60s.
Let me see.
Over here.
Over there, yeah. Right now we're at 73, so it's chill. It's perfect.
Actually, we're 55 and it's raining outside. Hialeah is 76.
Ooh.
76. I got Puerto Rico, Hialeah.
We got a semi-cold front coming this weekend, so I'm excited. Yeah.
There you go. Let's see.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, it looks like Friday it'll be a little chilly at night, but I love it. But anyway, since we are Tati, everything to you is cold, and a potential hurricane too. Where?
Oh yeah, there's to Florida. It's coming. By next Wednesday it should be hitting. If it goes down, it looks like it's gonna hit the Tampa area again. So it's gonna, like, that Central Florida West Coast. Which is insane because, dude, this is 3 hurricanes in a year. This is kind of like that year in 2005 where we had 3, but on the East Coast and Central, but it's almost over. Hurricane season is almost over, but we'll see how we are in the college playoffs and all that. That's all I did there.
Yeah, I saw.
You seen it? You sent it? Yes. The destruction is in some areas is catastrophic, man.
It's horrible. Anyway, back to a brighter note. Cartoons. Wow. It was cool. Scooby-Doo was fun.
Captain Planet.
Ooh, we just talked about hurricanes.
Captain Planet.
Where's Captain Planet when you need him? No, just playing.
Yeah.
Anyway, John Cena, the WWE just announced John Cena will be a participant in his final Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Participate in the Royal Rumble.
So he's going to win it.
Hey, it looks like he might go for that 17-time world championship.
Oh.
The last run of Cena. They're going to try to push him to be the GOAT. You got War Games, the Samoan bloodline, the bloodline versus the OG bloodline with Roman Reigns. That's going to be a lot of fun. Wrestling is it's very fun right now. Basketball is heating up for parents and coaches and kids, and Alex is in it. I'm in it. I had my second practice. That was a lot of fun. It was good. It was very good. Proud of my son. We started doing, I try to watch the players and I build my practices off what I'm seeing to try to work with them individually or get them to work on certain things. One of the kids there, he's brand new to the game. I guess his parents just signed him up, and so he sweet kid, really down to earth, but couldn't shoot, really anything. It's like here's the hoop, and right before it. So I started telling him, hey, you got this, and I said just aim for that square, and do, and I go, but you got to kick, just kick up, and he finally, and then also he starts making them, and it was like really cool to see. I started doing what I did, Alex, to kind of say, okay, I talked about what's important, dribbling, shooting, passing. Yes, all those are really good. What's another thing? Defense. Bam. Talk about defense today. And obviously we got, it's different. You saw the rule book last year, and no zone. You got to do man to man. 2 minutes, no part. So we were talking about that, and anyway, I started doing these one-on-ones, and I said, okay, hey, you're going to go against you, and the point is, you need to try to score. You are playing defense. You're going to try to steal that ball. You need to dribble. Don't travel. Don't hold it. Once you stop, you need to take a shot. and it gets more easier once you have a teammate. But right now you try to figure it out one-on-one. Anyway, did that. I had Tristan. I said Tristan and this other kid, and kid's very good shooter and all this. And so I thought it would be good for Tristan as a test, to kind of push him. Anyway, Tristan checks it. Kid goes, he starts to go. Tristan steals it, takes it. Kid tries to shoot. Tries to block Tristan. Tristan stops, waits, shoots, gets in. Then I say, all right, Tristan, now you get the offense. Tristan goes. Kid tries to do it. Tristan bounces, shoots, makes it in. Kid's back. Kid goes, shoots, bounces off the rim. Tristan rebounds, puts it back, makes it in. Kid started crying. He was upset. So I said, all right, so we'll go here. I look at it, he gets, crying. And I said, hey, buddy, I said, oh, it's more easier when I shoot away. And I'm going to try to shoot from far away. I said, but, I told him what he did good, which is, you're hustled. You went to go get the rebound. You tried to fight for the rebound. You were playing tough. I go, winning a basketball game is not just shooting. You need the dribble right. You need to go for that rebound because it's going to be easier once you get teammates because you can pass that ball. But when you miss shots, don't think about missing the shot. Now it's all over. No, go get that ball back. Anyway, I said, you did good, man. But I look and I'm coaching the other kids. I'm letting the other two. I look at Tristan. Tristan's patting. I said, okay, buddy, you did good, man. You did good. And the kid, can I do one more time? I said, don't worry. We're going to have another run. So Tristan goes back. Tristan does it again. It's happening. All of a sudden, the kid's like, oh, I go, that was good. You did better this time. You got to keep going. You get that rebound, take the shot. Tristan goes, yeah, man, you almost made me break my ankles. And all of a sudden, I see the kid goes to check it, and the kid goes like this, and then Tristan goes, oh no, and you broke my ankle. I go, don't do that. I said, don't do that. I told him, I said, get up. He goes, what? He really did it. I said, no, this ain't pity. But I was proud of him though because he cared about his teammates' feelings.
Empathetic. He's empathetic
and
with
was
him.
Encouraging him.
Yeah.
And I told him, and I told the team, I said, that's what you need to do. If you see that your teammate is struggling in any form or way, even if he's playing, you don't have to berate him or say, dude. No, you go, hey man, next time try to do this. Hey, watch this.
Correct.
Encourage it. And they were doing that. And so I'm very excited. I don't know how this season will go. We're gonna wait it out. We got another practice, then we got the Thanksgiving, then we got the game on December 7th, I think.
Okay.
But I feel, even though like last year, remember our first game, Alex, I told you it was like 34-0. It was a cool, I was like, oh shit. And you were like, what? But like, I feel really good about this season just because of the kids that we have. And of course, me being more comfortable. I'm looking forward to that first game win.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So
for sure.
It's really cool to see. And I'm just proud to see Tristan's growth. And I know you've dealt with that on your end. It's just cool to see how your kids get older, and it's like, damn, dude.
Correct.
Like,
and
they drive you crazy, and you want to, but then you watch that, and you're like, must be doing something right.
And you're gonna see the progress, and then they'll take another leap, and then they'll take a step back, and then they'll struggle, and then they'll leap again. It happens as you move on with these age groups, but you're gonna start seeing now the difference in coordination and their passing angles. You're gonna start seeing a difference in their toughness. So now you're what, 6 and 7?
No, 7 and 8.
7 and 8. Oh, it starts getting fun now. It starts getting really fun.
No,
I'm
telling you, it is fun because these kids
score starts going up.
Kids more advanced. There's some kids that are more advanced, and there's another one who's been in championship games. His brothers, they're legit players. But like I saw his dad get annoyed because the kid I was doing it where I said, okay, you pass this ball, and in Buffalo Bills, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Give me 1 minute, 1 second on your question there. But I was one of the things, Alex, is okay, guys, line up at the back at the midline. At the half court. Yeah, half court line. You stand toward, then you stand on this side where, and you're going to tell them, go. Once they get there, don't throw it right at them. Bounce it in front of them. You're leading them. Yeah. Because in a game, what I want you to do is once you get that ball, you're going to dribble, shoot. Dribble, shoot. You're laying it in, and, these kids, sometimes they miss the ball and then they try to take a shot. I said, no, dribble, shoot. So you got to re-instruct them. The one kid who has experience, He did it where he like this, and he did like a turnaround layup, and I went, all right, I see you, but I looked at his dad, and his dad's going like this. I'm going, which I get it as a father.
His dad was like, just go up, start getting fancy.
Yeah, nobody told you to do. You would have done the same thing.
Oh,
I knew. Of course, I'm saying. I said, good, dude, but hey, I said, just try to lay it in. I thought it was impressive. It's very cool, but. That's
right-handed layup, and he goes reverse layup. But
he tried to do something, but I was so funny because I went, all right, I see you. And I see him looking at his dad going like this. And his dad's going like this. Like,
son, get off YouTube, son. Get off.
And
YouTube.
His dad was the one who told me that his family, that his brother is in one's championships. The son's been in the other one's been in championships, but lost.
Yeah, you told me. So it's in the genetics. It's in the genes.
So let me just throw this out here. Is there Buffalo Bills rule. Let's clear this up. Is there a schedule for when you guys are on? I turned on yesterday. There was a different Dolphins guy with some other. First off, we have many shows on FTSN. Okay, so and Tati's throwing them on there. The one you saw yesterday on Tuesday night was Real Talk, Fins Talk with Steve Malloy, and he had Courtney on Dahl, who's the host of the Dolphins Diaries. And so, but Real Talk Ranch is on Tuesday nights at 7:30 usually, or 7 o'clock. Then you got the Canes Wear podcast at 8 o'clock Eastern. They talk Miami Hurricanes. Wednesday nights, you have the On Deck Baseball podcast at 7:30 Eastern time. 9:30 Eastern time, you're going to have me and Alex on East 10th Street Boys. Usually, we usually like to go on here because we kids, life, everything else. It's this hour. We do have during the weekdays, Once Upon a Sunday fantasy football. They sometimes they have the shows in the evening, but sometimes they go during the day throughout the week. Tuesday, usually Wednesday mornings, we'll have Touchdown in Paradise. They went this evening because they recorded last night. Saturday, Fins Talk Today at noon. Saturday evenings, No Hold Barred Wrestling Podcast. Sunday, the Dolphins playing pregame at 11 Eastern a.m., postgame at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we got rotating shows there, my man. So we'll go ahead and I'll create a graphic where it has all
the lineup.
We have, and we're going to have more shows coming. We got a Florida Panthers show coming up soon. Again, Dolphins Diaries is coming, and she'll be talking Heat and Dolphins. She's a part of the Goon Squad family as well here on the network, which is Miami Heat. So she's going to talk about Heat on her show as well. So we're happy to have her back in the fold. So much stuff, man. So, brother, you got so much content.
Real talk rants. It could be Real Talk Rants with no pants. Like we could do a show with
it's Real Talk Fins Talk now. It was Real Talk Rants, but it's real back to it used to be Real Talk Fins Talk. They went to Rants anyway with the Fins Talk. And if it stands, I might do a show called Off the Wagon. Off the Wagon. Because he used to do the Fins bandwagon. I told you can't do that no more. You're too
he's
off.
done.
I go,
he's
you're
done.
off. It's off the wagon. So
he
eventually will do show Off the Wagon where he can just rant away on the Dolphins and everything that's miserable. But there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of great shows and content that we're going to get on here, my man. Hurricanes, Florida Panthers eventually will come. We got baseball, Dolphins, a lot of Dolphins coverage. Eventually NFL overall as a whole. If we could get that ball rolling, we will.
That would be a cool one.
There's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff for me in the back burner in my head where I'm like, okay, I got to get this rolling. But yeah, I appreciate, first off, Buffalo Bills. It's great to see that you're here, man. I appreciate you watching. We have over 242 people watching right now live via Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Man, it's so cool to see Kat, Bobby of the Dive Bar Podcast, Finstanza, Raphael. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody here. Grandma, Daniel,
Tati,
Will, she don't count. No, I'm just fine.
Wow, man.
I'll thank her later.
I'm just waiting for something. Oh.
Giggity. No. Yes, so much for that. I'll get a graphic there and we will go on, my man. It's a lot of things. Off the Wagon. Thanks, McDaniel will be the name of the show. There you go. And Tati will be producing the Dolls Diaries podcast, which should be the 19th.
Nice.
So yeah, so Tati's going to be knees deep. But anyway.
Whoa.
Anyway, it's close to 11:30 on East Coast. Alex, any final thoughts?
Yeah. No, just no more final thoughts on that note. We should be okay.
All right.
Just I hope everybody has a great week and good luck with your practices, man. I love you. And we'll talk soon, man.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, guys. Buffalo Bills, everyone who's tuned in, who's watching right now, we appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you next Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern time. You should see me on Saturday at noon for Fins Talk Today, and then Saturday evening for No Holds Barred Wrestling. It'll be a lot of fun on there. Join us then. Until then, good night, Miami.
Peace.
Gringos in the house. Straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the D. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet.